On the paper talk this morning, we'll be looking at Facundo Palestre shining like a light for Uruguay. We'll also be looking at how United turned down the opportunity to sign a midfielder, and also how Mauricio Pochettino could be heading a step closer to Old Trafford. Make sure you check it out. Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the paper talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford and it feels like it's spitting, get him in. A few stories to go through this morning, including an update on Mauricio Pochettino. It looks like he could be heading a step closer to Manchester United. Also, a little story about a midfielder that we could have had on deadline day, but didn't quite happen. We'll get into all that. First of all, though, I'm going to give you an update on the Mason Greenwood situation. Now, what we've done on the channel, what I've been doing, is just sticking to the facts and to statements. A few people have said, barristers, etc., have said online that if you start sharing your opinions, you start getting into it, it could affect the trial, it could affect victims having to give evidence again and things like that. So I'm just going to stick to the statements and the facts that we know. So, Greater Manchester Police yesterday issued another statement saying detectives have been granted further additional time to speak to a man in his 20s who was arrested on suspicion of rape and assault of a woman. The suspect was detained in custody on Sunday afternoon after we became aware of online social media images and videos posted by a woman reporting incidents of physical violence. He continues to be questioned after magistrates authorised an extension until tomorrow, that's today, Wednesday the 2nd of February. Following an inquiry so far, he has since been arrested on suspicion of sexual assault and threats to kill. Inquiries are ongoing and the victim continues to be offered specialist support. There's also a Manchester United statement that, I think this was yesterday evening, this came out. Manchester United reiterates its strong condemnation of violence of any kind. As previously communicated, Mason Greenwood will not train with or play for the club until further notice. So those are the statements and the facts, and that's what we're sticking to in a minute. I'm sure we've all got an opinion on it, but in the interest of not affecting anything in terms of a court case, I'm just going to stick to the statements and the facts and give you any updates as and when they come in. Moving on to other stories, Mauricio Pochettino. Now, it looks like Mauricio Pochettino, I don't want to say it's a done deal and it's a here we go, anything like that, but he is edging closer to the Manchester United job. Now, Paris Saint-Germain were knocked out of the French Cup, I think it was the other night, last 16 of the French Cup, they went out on penalties, so that's increased the pressure on him. And it looks like the PSG board have almost made up their mind up, they don't want to keep him on. The only sort of fly in the ointment, if you will, is potentially the Champions League. If he does well in the Champions League, I think they've got Real Madrid in the last 16. If he does well there, then and wins it basically, then he may well stay on. But there was reports that he could be out anyway, because after the loss, it was to Nice, I think, on penalties. The pressure's on him. There's already a little bit of pressure on him. The stories in there that he's not getting on with Lionel Messi. Now, I know this might sound a little bit strange considering Paris Saint-Germain, I think, are 11 points clear at the top of the French table. But he didn't win the league last season. It was a disappointing season for Paris Saint-Germain. It does seem like he's always been under a little bit of pressure and he's never fully convinced everyone. And there was a tweet last night that went out from Adrian Grenier. My pronunciation is shocking, isn't it? I apologise to everyone, including Joe Smith. I can't even get that one right. It says, the club's management has informed Mauricio Pochettino that his adventure, he's been on an adventure, at Paris Saint-Germain will end at the end of the season. Abdallah Boulma tells me, that's another French journalist there as well. So it looks like Pochettino could be coming to an end. There's a few reports in the press this morning that sort of paved the way for Manchester United now, and Manchester United are confident they can get him in the summer. He's always been top of our wish list, according to these reports. And it does make sense, because I've been covering Mauricio Pochettino to United stories since before Jose Mourinho arrived there. It does seem like there is a certain section of the Manchester United board who do like Pochettino, who do think he's the right man for the job. I know there's a section of the Manchester United fan base that feel the same way. I'm not saying I'm one of them, but it looks like he could be a relatively popular choice among certain fans and part of the Old Trafford hierarchy. So we'll keep you posted. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the Champions League. That could well be the deciding factor as to whether he does end up coming to Manchester United, whether he stays at Paris Saint-Germain, or even, who knows, maybe he'll go elsewhere as well. But yeah, there does feel like there's a little bit of fire to that smoke. Also, a Facundo Palestre update. He shined. He shone. In Uruguay's win over Venezuela. Uruguay won 4-1. Edinson Cavani was on the score sheet. And there's a little match update here that says it was Manchester United youngster, Facundo Palestre, who spent last year on loan at Spaniard's Alaves, who shone brightest. His mazy run set up the second goal, and his trickery won the penalty converted by Suarez. So it's always good to see there that he's doing well for his country. Obviously, helping Uruguay look like they, could be in a good position now to qualify for the Qatari World Cup. And just one final story I've got for you. This was from the Here We Go podcast for Fabrizio Romano, and he said that Manchester United were offered the opportunity to sign Boubacar Kamara in the last days of the window, but they turned down this chance because they will invest more money for the new manager. They want to wait and see what's best. Yeah, I was sort of covering this story, a similar story to this yesterday, about how United didn't sign anyone on deadline day. I know a lot of us wanted to see a midfielder coming in, but it seems to be that United are going to focus on a main target under a new manager. It looks like it's going to be a new manager unless Ralph Rangnick does a madness and stays on as a permanent manager. And they're going to go big, maybe with someone like a Declan Rice. Now, listen, I think most of us wanted to see new signings in the January transfer window, and I'm certainly not, happy that we didn't, or defending the owners or whatever, because we want to see, our money being spent on players, not just dividends. But I do want to see quality coming in as well, and if it is quality in the summer, I think it's a gamble. But if we do get the targets that we need, a big midfielder to come in and help us have a proper title challenge and start winning the big honours, then that could be a good thing. But it is a bit frustrating that we're still feeling a little bit underwhelmed after a transfer window. And who knows, I don't know whether Kamara would have been the answer or not. We just need to make sure we get it right in the summer. There's no excuses whatsoever. And, it's just this season that promised so much, it just seems to be veering towards, I feel like it's a disaster. I think that's a bit strong, but it's not going great, is it, at the minute? Let's see what happens anyway. We've still got a lot of football to play and a lot to look forward to. We're still in the top four. We've still got the FA Cup against Middlesbrough, of course, on Friday. We'll have the watch-along for that and all the previews and all that other good stuff for that as well. And don't forget, we're in the Champions League against Atletico Madrid, so who knows what that will hold. Don't forget to make sure you are subscribing to the channel if you're not doing so already. Let's get to 700,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Hit that like button as well and give us a share. I've been Jay Motti. This has been the Paper Talk outside Old Trafford. Thanks for watching.